Hey man, welcome back to the channel. Hit the subscribe button on your way in. Like this video on your way in, man. Look, man, it's no way that Big Moochie Grape should have turned his back on Dolph and PRE, man. You gotta understand that a lot of these dudes, man, they newbies. They never had a bag before. They never knew what it was like to stay loyal to like a certain company or a certain team for a while. You gotta understand, these guys, they didn't play sports growing up, so they never knew what teamwork was or how, what it means to not quit the team and not to turn your back on your teammates and not to take out the coach and all that. Like in practice, it's just like basically Dolph was the coach and Big Moochie Grape, Snoop Mans and all of them, they was the players. And you know how basically if you get mad at your coach, you try to fight your coach or something like that. That's basically what they did with Dolph. Like they just didn't like the running the laps and having to wait for the money. They didn't want to work hard for it. So what happened is that he was trying to basically get him on the plan to where they do the work, they wait to see the results. But a lot of these generation, man, they want the instant gratification. Y'all gotta understand that you have to put in the work and actually earn what you get. You got to earn your bag. It ain't just handed to you. These aren't loans. And that's what Dolph was trying to explain to Big Moochie Grape, that he's not here to just be giving him loans and shit like that. So it's all about, Dolph never got the loan like that way. He had to put his music out and wait for those CDs to sell. He had to wait for the downloads to go through. So what you got to understand is that everybody wants a handout, and Dolph was one of them people where he's like, man, I'm not just going to give you a handout if you got a legitimate way to earn it. Like, you're not one of these people out here that's hurting that bad. You have a talent. You have a way out. You need to go use it, because nobody's just going to start handing you money just because you have a talent and you don't want to use it. They can't take the talent out of you and take it for themselves. Like, you have to actually put the effort in. Like, nobody gonna sign Big Moochie Grape if he don't want to actually put the work in and go into the studio. He stopped going to the studio, so you got to understand that he didn't want to. He never looked through his deal and stuff. He didn't know that he wasn't getting 100%. He didn't know anything about that kind of stuff, man. All he knew was that he got a Lambo, and if Dolph could just give him a Lambo like that, that Dolph should be able to just give him $1 million just like that. So he's still, even though like Dolph still put money in his pockets, Dolph put money in his pockets, and the man still came back and was like, no, I want more, because he messed up the bag. You got to understand, it's not Dolph's fault that Big Moochie Grape went and spent his whole bag dang near like 200K on syrup, on PTs, and that's what messed him up, man. He went and tried to make a move in the streets and flip something too, and basically that's when he got robbed by OG Bangwang. So this whole situation, this jealousy from Big Moochie Grape came because Dolph gave him a bag, gave him the Lambo, and then instead of Big Moochie Grape getting out of the hood and getting out of the streets, he went more into the streets and tried to flip his money by getting work and trying to flip it, right? But then Big Moochie Grape got the drop on where he was supposed to link with somebody, and he was waiting for him there, because when Big Moochie Grape got there, man, OG Bangwang ran up on him and stole his chain off his neck and all the money he had on him. So what y'all gotta understand is that because OG Bangwang did that, Big Moochie Grape came crying back to Dolph, asking if he could give him another advance. And Dolph had to really, be a boss and tell him how life works, and that, first of all, that not everybody is lucky to get an advance like that to that amount, hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? And that he should be lucky enough that he got it the first time. But when you go and you was handed all of this, and you was supposed to make the right decision, but you didn't. So you got to now live with the consequences of your action and poor performance by trying to make that move in the streets and make that play and end up getting yourself burnt. So if you can't take the heat, he told Big Moochie Grape to get out of the kitchen. And then that's when it basically started the snowball effect of the hatred towards Dolph, and Big Moochie Grape starts talking to all sorts of people, starts talking to, the family behind Dolph's back, all of the lunches, all of the meetings with Mia J, and even also he was talking with Daddy-O, because he was telling him about how, he wanted that advance. He wanted another advance, see if there's a way that anybody could make it happen. But no, even Daddy-O was telling him, man, that the way your deal is set up, it's only one advance, man. And the only way to get out of your deal is, if something happened to Dolph. And so, that's when Daddy-O was already saying, that's when he, Big Moochie Grape went to Daddy-O and was already talking to him about how, it was his idea to do that paper route, whatever name. And so, that's when they basically could have conspired and was like, hey, the only way for Big Moochie Grape to get another advance and for Daddy-O to own more PRE is if something happened to Dolph, because that's the way Dolph has it set up, to where he is the only person who can make the changes and have the full power and control. So they were both money hungry and jealous, man. They, for some reason, messed up the bag they already had, and so they know that Dolph was going to be upset with them if they try to ask for more money, just because they messed up the bag that Dolph had already gave him. And so that's when they decided that, they were going to try to take him out. And so they start talking to Mia J, start talking to all these people, Snoop Bands, gets his haircut lined up, Ruth Chris, Raven, and Makedas and all of them. That's when they get involved, right? Big Moochie Grape talked to all of them. Big Moochie Grape knows all of them. And, that's when they set up that thing with the turkey drive. They knew that was going to be the day to do it. And basically, man, they got everybody on board because Big Moochie Grape was already talking to MPD because of his chain getting snatched. And so MPD was already tired of that. So what they said was that they worked with Big Moochie Grape and did the security for that turkey drive, right? And what happened is that they told Big Moochie Grape that they were going to have a fall guy, and it was going to be, one of the people that took his chains and stuff like that. And so they were going to plan on having OG Bang Wang, Straight Drop, JoJo Splat, any of those guys be the fall guy. And that's that info that y'all were missing, that you needed to know on, like, how did they pull this off? How did they work together? Well, that's because Big Moochie Grape was already working with the feds and with the laws, because he's the one that made that police report about his chains getting snatched. Ever since that day, that man was working with the laws, and once he realized that he wasn't going to get a second advance from Dolph, that's when he turned his back on him and used, the whole people that, the laws that already didn't like Dolph, and used them against him. And basically, that's when they set up this whole thing and planned it. And they all had one general enemy that they didn't like, basically. And that's just how it goes in a place like Memphis, where they got everybody so messed up that people were willing to do those kind of things, because it's just like the hatred goes so far. The negative stuff, it works like crazy down there, because they all basically fighting for survival down there. So that's what you got to realize, man. But basically, man, I just want to say rest in peace to Dolph. Condolences to the family, man. And what we want to do is, we want to continue to support and get justice for Dolph, man. If you support your Dolph, put the PRE in the chat, put the Dolphins in the chat, man. Go ahead, like this video, subscribe, comment down below what you think. Stay tuned for the next one. We got a big update coming out.